Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some really interesting things to go over. Some new potentially leaked gameplay images may have surfaced from Pokemon Legends ZA. We also have some pretty big updates to go over as well about the Nintendo leak of Pyoro. There's a lot of things to break down and get into today. If you're excited for the video, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new for daily Pokemon content. Ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, we have some new potential images to go over about Pokemon Legends ZA. Now, they originally popped up on Reddit, but the actual Twitter user that's been posting them is this person here, Pocket Oku, and as well as these images, they've also posted some information about it as well. So I don't know how they know this information, how they got these images, whether they're legit or not. Obviously, they're probably not, but you never know. It's the first time we've seen like an actual cool looking image about Pokemon Legends ZA. So we've got two images to go over today, and it looks like they're just posting more and more and more. So I'm sure the next time we cover them, we'll have even more images to go over. And again, as I'm saying, take this with a massive grain of salt. I'm not saying this is true at all. It is just some Twitter user that's been posting these screenshots, you know, saying that they are legit, but obviously that's just that person saying it. They could very well just be being made in like Blender or something like that. But either way, this is the first image here. So we have what seems to be some wealthy looking guy with a Herdia battling our Primplup. It's level 19, 59 HP. It's got a couple of attacks here that are water. He's also got a flying type attack, then a normal type attack. We also have some other Pokemon in this image as well. We have a Jumpluff over here. We have a Girder over here. We also have this guy over here, which I think is a bit of a giveaway for me, because like he's just randomly got his leg up, unless he's walking like and he's just marching or something, and that was just taken like mid-shot. It's a little bit weird that he's like looking like that. But all in all, it looks like a pretty cool image. You know, it's the most realistic image we've had so far of Pokemon Legends ZA. We also have this trainer over here as well. I'm not sure if this is... I highly doubt this would be the protagonist, because I don't know why there would be an image of the protagonist on the wall. So maybe this is just some sort of like other trainer. Maybe this is some sort of like, I don't know, apparel that we can buy in Pokemon Legends ZA. But yeah, this is the first image. Obviously, this would, if it is true, confirm that Jumpluff and Girder are going to be in the game, as well as Herdia and Primplup. But like I say, I'm not convinced yet. I'm not convinced. Like, we don't know what the Japanese says or anything like that. I'm sure people will translate it over the weekend. We also have like the camera function up here as well with the R button. Trying to see what else we can really kind of take note of. We've obviously got the shadows and stuff, a bit of a... kind of like a signpost here. But yeah, that's the first image. And then the second image is the starter selection screen. So I don't know if this is the character here. Like, this could be the professor. This could be the protagonist. I'm not really sure. We have a Phanpy here. And then we have 3 Pokeballs, which look to be on some sort of like picnic table or something like that, in like some sort of grassy area. For me, I feel like this would be the protagonist, and this would be like the cutscene of us kind of like choosing the Pokemon. Again, it doesn't show what the starters are. I'm assuming the professor has like a Phanpy or something like that, but at the end of the day, like I say, this is the same kind of image source as this one. These are both coming from the same person. So yeah, no idea, but there's some more Japanese text here as well. You know, don't know what that says either. I'm sure that will also get translated over the next couple of days. This may all get, you know, debunked over the next couple of days. I really don't know. I'm just covering it because it's just popped up today. A lot of people have been talking about it because it's cool to see images, you know. We're so deprived of information about Pokemon Legends ZA, and a lot of the time it's just random 4chan posts, and that's the closest we have to like any kind of information about Legends ZA. So it's nice to actually see some images, people actually spending time on these images and stuff, whether they are true or not. I don't know how they would know this information, but those are the 2 images that I wanted to go over today. Like I say, it looks like they're going to be posting more as well, so we may be covering this again, unless obviously it gets debunked before we record the next video. But those are the 2 images. So what are your thoughts on these 2 images? Do you think they're true? Do you think they're fake? I like the graphics. The graphics do look pretty good. And again, this is a Nintendo Switch game. It's not going to be for the Switch 2. It might be on the Switch 2, but it's primarily being made for the Nintendo Switch. So, like I say, they're not going to be like those next level graphics you'd expect to see on the Nintendo Switch 2. So, let me know your thoughts on those images. Again, I'm not convinced at all. But either way, that's the latest images. We also have it accompanied with this information as well. So again, this is from the same person that has been posting these images. They're not a very well-known account. I don't know when the account was made. Again, at this point that I'm recording the video, they've only got 22 followers. They're following 15 people. They say English. I think this is translated as like basically Lumiose City and then Pocket Monsters. So this is the information that they also are coming up with along with the images. So again, take it with a massive grain of salt, but this is what they're saying. So, some information that I have. This is the first Pokemon game in which the opponent chooses the starter Pokemon first. Afterwards, you can choose between the remaining two. I don't really like that idea, because it makes no sense. You don't get, like, what kind of, like, what's the reasoning behind that? The whole reason of getting 3 different starters is that you get to choose one of them. What's the point of your rival? Like, if I went into this game, let's say the starters are just the Generation 6 starters, just for, you know, this situation. So, the starters are Froakie, Fennekin, and Chespin. If I really wanted Froakie, and then I load up a save file, and then the rival goes and picks Froakie first, like, what's the point? Like, I just have to... Is that always going to be the same situation? Is it random? So am I going to have to restart the game just so I can pick Froakie? It makes absolutely no sense. It really doesn't. Like, the whole point of choosing your starter is that you choose it and then your rival chooses it. And then they can choose it depending on whether they're going to choose like a strong one against you or a weak one against you. Like obviously in the original games, they always chose the starter Pokemon that was good against you. And then in the most recent games, they always choose the one that's weaker against you. And that's the whole point of it. Because you've chosen your starter, they know which one they're going to choose. There is absolutely no reason as to why they should choose first. It makes absolutely no sense. And I think that would be the dumbest thing ever. It makes absolutely no sense. Anyway, it is not confirmed in the game itself, but by the design of the environment, we can confirm that it is as close as possible to the Parisian aesthetics of the 70s. So what Paris looked like in the 70s. So again, they're saying it's not confirmed in the game itself, but obviously you can see from the design and stuff. Obviously from the images, I assume this is going to be like those 70s Paris kind of like aesthetic and stuff, which again, I don't really know what Paris looked like in the 70s. I haven't really done any extensive research on it, so I don't know if this is what it looked like. Again, this is just a small kind of image, and again, we have, seems to be like a security guard in the background. Maybe it's one of those security guards that we have similar to what we get in obviously in X and Y, when obviously the lights are out and stuff, even though they're still on in the background, and they're like, oh, there's been a power outage, you can't move on. Maybe it's a similar security guard to like that situation, but either way, yeah, it's as close as possible to the Parisian aesthetics in the 70s. So that's that. Moving on, the initial 3 starters are Snivy, Litten, and Piplup. So obviously from that image, you can see that they have a Primplup at level 19. So those would be the starters. And again, those are seemingly the starter Pokemon, you know. I mean, that's what a lot of people are thinking. You know, maybe not so much the fire starter. That could be Torchic or Scorbunny. But a lot of people are kind of settled on Snivy and Piplup. Now, I still think it's going to be the Generation 6 starters, and then they get, like, Mega Evolutions or something like that. But if they were not to get the Generation 6 starters as the starter Pokemon of this game, I would expect to see Snivy, Piplup, and then I'd personally go with Torchic, because obviously the rooster is the national animal of France, so that makes more sense. But obviously Torchic already has a Mega Evolution in Mega Blaziken, so maybe it would make better sense to choose a Litten or a Scorbunny, a Pokemon that doesn't already have a Mega Evolution. If they're getting Mega Evolutions, they might just get regional forms, like the starters did in Pokemon Legends Arceus. You know, maybe we get these starters here, they get regional forms, and then later on in the game we get the Generation 6 starters, and then they can Mega Evolve. But anyway, those are apparently the starter Pokemon. They then go on to say, the game begins in the gardens of the Pokemon Laboratory when the protagonist is called by Professor Bouvier. So again, I'm assuming that is this situation here. So whether this is the professor or this is the protagonist, I'm assuming we're just in the gardens. They've got like this picnic table out with a Phanpy. Maybe they're just a couple of Pokemon dotted around or whatever. And then, you know, she calls us over and she's like, yada, 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 time to start your adventure. So maybe we are actually alive in this time. Maybe we don't get teleported. There's none of those shenanigans happening. Maybe we were just born in this timeline, and maybe we could be related to the professor, or maybe we just know the professor, but that is seemingly the case from this person's point of view. They then go on to say, we have a female rival. There is no male, and her name is Plus. Oh, no, her name is Chloe, and she is a famous young model. And then we have some, like, crystallized stuff here as well. And, you know, we have Cyberball here saying, so is this information real? Yes, according to the information we have, these are screenshots of an internal presentation. So, again, this internal presentation would be something that they could show, you know, investors or something like that, maybe, just to make sure everything's going well and they're happy and stuff. But this is apparently an internal presentation. This is the information they've got from it. So we have a rival called Chloe. She's a female rival, which, again, this could actually be Chloe here. This might not even be the protagonist, and this could be Chloe choosing her starter Pokemon first, and then there's 2. I just can't get over how dumb that sounds. Like, it's just the dumbest thing. Like, if that was the actual case, Like, I just can't comprehend how stupid it is. Like, what's the point? I'd go into this game wanting a specific starter Pokemon, as most people do. A lot of people don't go into the game and then choose their starter Pokemon as they're there. They usually know what they're going to go with before they even go into the game. They've got an idea. So to go into it, lose the starter that you want and have to choose one that you don't want, or restart the game, and I assume it's just random. Like, imagine constantly restarting and can't getting into the game because they just keep choosing your starter. It's just the dumbest thing ever. But anyway, like I say, take it with a massive grain of salt. It doesn't sound something like Pokemon would do, but this is apparently going to be the best Pokemon game, so maybe they do change it, and who knows, maybe there's a reason they're doing it. I just don't really understand it, but that's that. Let me know your thoughts on these rumors. Like I say, more images I'm assuming will be popping up over the next, there might even be more images up by the time that I've recorded this video. I don't know. It looks like they're going to be relatively active. Maybe they get debunked soon, maybe they don't, maybe they just constantly keep posting these images, who knows. But like I say, it's from an internal presentation. Take of that what you will. I'm not completely convinced yet. I just think this first line kind of debunks it all, in my opinion. I just don't know why they would do that. It makes absolutely zero sense. But either way, let me know your thoughts and all that, and let me know your thoughts on the images as well. Like I say, we'll cover any more that end up being posted, if any more end up getting posted, but it looks like they're going to. But either way, that's that. Moving on, we have a couple of other things to quickly go over as well. A new data mine has popped up from Pokemon Go, from the Pokemon group, saying we'll be able to see the active stations through the nearby menu. So this is regarding the Dynamax raids and stuff like that in Pokemon Go. We'll also be able to see our progress to receive more bread MP. So that's Dynamax Adventure or Dynamax Raids MP. And we still don't know how many kilometers we needed to walk, nor the amount of items that will be received. So on your nearby, obviously you see Pokemon raids and routes and stuff, and they will also have stations there. So that is how it's going to look on the kind of UI. But yeah, we don't really know how it's all going to work yet. So that's that. Moving on, there's some big updates in regarding to this whole Pyoro situation. Like, this is crazy, man. I don't know what's happened to leakers over the last couple of weeks. Obviously, we had the Midori situation, which obviously blew up. Like, that was ridiculous. And now we've got this Pyoro situation as well, that is also just all out of there, just crazy, out of control. We have My Nintendo News tweeting out saying Pyoro has locked their account after leaking source to Bloomberg Reporter. So if you're not aware, basically Pyoro kind of accidentally leaked their source to Bloomberg. And so since then he's been like, so he's basically locked his account, deleted basically every single tweet he's ever posted, and now we're just kind of waiting for updates and stuff like that. But we do have, like I said, this is a little bit of an update about it. And again, this is a big update as well, because Pyoro was the most legitimate Nintendo leaker that we had, and now they seemingly are not going to be posting any more stuff. Midori's not going to be posting any more stuff, because that's a whole situation. Riddler-Ku's obviously on a whole different thing as well. Like, looks like he doesn't know anything. So right now, we don't really have any legitimate leakers in the community that are going to be posting. Which is why, someone posting these images, I kind of really hope is true, because we got nothing. There's no leakers now, which is kind of wild. This is the first time in a long time where we've basically got nobody that's going to be posting accurate information. Anyway, yesterday, Bloomberg reporter Jason wrote an interesting article on video game leakers, and one of those was the respected leaker Pyoro. Jason contacted Pyoro over direct message ahead of the article being published, and the leaker admitted to Jason that his source was a Nintendo employee based in Japan who seemingly had access to the company's web backend. Last night, Pyoro published a tweet on X saying, "What the hell, I didn't know they would include my responses in the report." Pyro has now locked the X account, which has amassed nearly 110,000 followers. So, what the hell, I didn't know that they would include my responses in the report. And then, like I say, Jason, this is the person that wrote the article, saying, from back-end Nintendo eShop leaks, people pretending to the Japanese women, this week's newsletter is a look at the culture of video game leaks and rumors and how it was just shaken up in a big way. And then, obviously, big-time gaming leaker Pyoro has locked their account after leaking their source to a reporter. So basically, the whole gist of this is it's not looking like they are going to be posting any more tweets or any more stuff about Nintendo, which is very unfortunate, because we're about to get the Nintendo Switch 2, and people are thirsty for that information. And now all of the legitimate leakers have just gone literally in the space of like 2 weeks, man. Midori's gone, Pyoro's gone. Well, I don't think Midori, I don't know what the whole situation is with Midori. I don't know if they're coming back or whatever, but, people aren't very excited about the idea of them coming back. Obviously, Pyoro going, like I said, Riddler-Coup, a lot of people aren't a massive fan of them at the moment because their information all seems to be wrong as well. So, like I say, it's all kind of gone up in flames over the last couple of weeks. It's crazy what happens. But either way, yeah, just wanted to quickly cover that. Like, if Pyoro comes back, great. If he doesn't, we'll hope another leaker takes their place. There'll always be another leaker. We're just waiting for them to arrive. But anyway, that's going to be everything for today's video. Let me know your thoughts on everything that we did cover in today's video. What are your thoughts on this whole Pyoro situation? Do you think they'll come back, or do you think they'll just be gone for good? And then also, what are your thoughts on this rumored here, some alleged gameplay image leaks? Let me know your thoughts. Like I say, I'm really not convinced. The graphics look kind of cool, but just this first line, man. This first line just completely rubs me the wrong way, and I just cannot see them doing that because it makes zero sense. But anyway, let me know your thoughts and all that. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500. Of course, subscribe if you're brand new. We go obviously update you with the daily Pokemon content, all that jazz. But yeah, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. And until next time, have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend, and peace.